tropical agriculture, and it's a non-profit institution. The Feed Africa initiative is a strategy by the African Development Bank, whose goal is to transform agriculture and scale up agribusiness opportunities. Our mission is to assure food security through agricultural transformation. We are in 35 countries in Africa. And just to mention a few of our research priorities. Number one is to strengthen the seed sector to support sustainable agro-input supply, engage youth in agriculture, mechanization, developing safe and nutritious foods, and developing improved crop varieties, agronomy, and crop protection measures. The current rainy season in Kenya, the program Quick Wins are focused on modernized maize production, dryland seed increase, integrating small livestock, innovative fish farming, a new fertilizer blend for root crops, and the fall armyworm rapid control. We are doing this through partnership with the Agro-Dealer Network and the IITA Youth in Agriculture Incubation Sites.
Amiran, we believe in impacting knowledge to the farmers. And initially, farmers were doing traditional practices, like for example mixing detergents with water to try and control the armyworm. But as we said, Amiran has worked with farmers for more than 50 years, and with that we have knowledge, experience, and also we have a team of professional agronomists in the field. So we've conducted several trainings, we've had several meetings with the OSOM and the TAAT, and from that is when the farmers knew that we have products as Amiran to control fall armyworm. And after that we set demos, and now from the demos we started selling the products.
We are giving a vast training on management of the fall armyworm in relation to proper calibration methodologies, good spray programs that our farmers should employ. That is, they should avoid overdose. They should stick to the calibration and labels as stipulated by the various companies, and also do proper day chemical application, that is timely application as required by a particular product.
The fall armyworm is a very destructive pest. It was first reported in Africa, in Nigeria in 2016. It has since spread to 38 other African countries. It's such a menace that it has destroyed crops up to the tune of 6.2 billion losses per year. IITA organized a training to combat the fall armyworm. The objective was to make sure we have a team on the ground ready to combat the fall armyworm. This training is currently taking place in Vihiga County through a public-private sector partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, Vihiga County, and other private sector input suppliers, including Amiran, Syngenta, Iconic, Horticenter, and the rest.
Constitution, it means that Vihiga County, if we decide to control fall armyworms and our neighbors, Busia, Siaya, and Isumu and Nandi is on the side. If they are not controlling the fall armyworms, it means we are doing nothing.
The participants were drawn from county governments, Ministry of Agriculture, Extension Services, financial institutions. Any person that was interested were allowed to walk in.
We have the ministry people, we have the lead farmers, we have organizations, we have the youth. And from that, we see it is not in vain to be here today. We are involving the entire community to fight fall armyworm. We are assured of meeting our goal, which is making farming profitable. And already we can see, because the same farmers, the success stories, they can now pay bills, they can take their children to school, they can be able to pay their medical covers and the rest.
The course prepared operators for efficient and safe fall armyworm control. It also galvanized local commitment and investment in the toolkit and its associated services. It took the form of 7 modules. Number 1, the fall armyworm control is a business opportunity. Now the purpose of this was to explain the project opportunities in the area of the fall armyworm control and the TAT compacts. We put together a team that can actively combat the fall armyworm. These service providers come equipped with our technology toolkit, and the service costs about 1,900 Kenya shillings per acre. That translates to about $19.
Which would be the best chemical to give at that point in time?
Good. Magnesium 78.
The goal was to enhance the participants' knowledge and understanding of the full life cycle of the fall armyworm and the damage it causes.
As young people or as a group, we've been using the traditional methods of controlling these armyworms. And from this experience or from this workshop, we are able to go and put in the technological measures that I've been able to learn from here, and now to eradicate the traditional measures that we've been using to control these armyworms, so that we may get the fully eradication of these pests.
The purpose was to introduce IIT's approach to combating fall armyworm and to impart knowledge and enhance skills to the youth, farmers, agro-dealers, and other partners in the effective use of spray equipment and effective provision of spray services.
IIPM is a biological producing company that sells a lot of biological products to the farmers, including the pheromone traps. That is the key point where we are here to train our farmers on proper use of equipment and also the strategies they can employ in managing the fall armyworm in their farms. He can apply both powder and also he can apply liquid chemicals.
Basically, we will talk today in terms of fall armyworm management, and I think most of the critical things that farmers had challenges was on control, and I think John Katila took us very well through. That is in terms of calibration, in terms of timing, in terms of spraying. And one of the key things that we found was a challenge was about delivering that product, and that is calibration. That was the first batch. That was in Kaptumo. That is when we took that video of that pest feeding, and you find a lot of grass. That is hiyo uchafu yenye nawacha hapo. If you look at the grass, that is one of the challenges that we talk ahead. Find those that pest. Then we got hold of this stage. I don't know how many of you saw the lab stages of the fall armyworm. So that.
Now we aimed at demonstrating its usage, practical demonstrations, the importance of handling and proper care of the fall armyworm technology toolkit. The goal was to create jobs for youth and ensure increased food productivity by rural smallholder farmers. This is to be done through adoption of affordable, modernized farm mechanization and to ensure sustainable input delivery and access at the last mile agro dealerships. We also demonstrated modern farming equipment to modernize crop production.
Before, we have been using the manual plowing, traditional plowing, but also we've been using the cow. What has been a problem is that with the manual farming, you can see that this farm is really big. It's very expansive, like 10 acres. It takes a very long time by hand to be able to plow it. Also with the cow, the cows dig it. It takes a bit shorter time, but the plowing isn't as deep. It's quite shallow, especially when you have this kind of soil. So the problem is that you will be able to plant, but it won't be so, it's quite shallow, so the seeds will remain on the top, meaning that less productivity for the farm. So I'm really impressed with this machine because, as you can see, it gets really deep and it's faster. I can see it's faster because we've been able to move from here to here, and it's doing two things at the same time. It's both plowing and it's also breaking down the soil, which is very interesting for me as a farmer. Now that I know about it, I can be able to say that I'll be able to till my farm faster. Apart from that, tilling faster means that I'll be able to, and apart from the tilling faster, it will till better and break down the soil better, which means I'll have better yields. I'll spend less time on tilling the land and more time on ensuring that the land is prepared well and that I've planted on time and that the rains get me on time. Yeah, so definitely better. Maybe my question is how labor intensive it is, can a woman like me be able to use?
This thing, this machine, as you can see the way I'm doing, because of the ground, it has not been cultivated for almost a year.
So it may be, you may use a bit more force.
Yeah, you will use a bit more energy because you are now breaking it for the first time. But after breaking it,
now next seasons it will be easier to...
Not even next season, immediately after you break it.
We are seeking partnership support in order to increase awareness in the rural farming communities. We also wish to acquire more fall armyworm control supplies and toolkits. We wish to link farmers to credit facilities in order for them to acquire the fall armyworm control supplies by themselves. We also wish to link with the similar Ministry of Agriculture initiatives, whether local or by the national government. There is a new fall armyworm chemical control by the name of Fortenza Duo, that is from Syngenta, but it's not yet released in Africa except for Zambia. So one of the areas of intervention the IIAT policy compacts are looking into is to make sure that it becomes widely available in Africa.
In Equity Bank, what we do is to transform lives and livelihoods, and therefore we are working with the farmers in area of acquiring some of the farm machineries like the ones behind me. We assist them to buy because them getting cash is, it might be a big problem. So we finance them 100%. We also finance them in terms of farm inputs, like seeds, like those spraying herbicides or pesticides that they use in order to assist them in their farming, and any other farm equipment that would like to do in the farm. And we also do training for the farmers in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of agriculture, so that whatever they do ends up as income, because most farmers do farming as a subsistence. But here we want to train them, engage with them and encourage them to do farming as a business. Most graduates or young people have this mentality of working in an office. They have the mentality of getting a white-collar job and working in an office. But we are trying to just encourage them that there is a lot of opportunities, there is a lot they can do in farming, because farming is the backbone of this country. It contributes a lot to the GDP of this country, and therefore, if they can be able to put in the strategies that were shared there, and with the support of all the organizations that were there, including Equity Bank, then out of farming, they can actually be able to make a lot of money, a lot of income, which can actually be able to even employ more other youth.
We are also deploying insecticides recommended by the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, CALO. These include Volume Targo by Syngenta, March by Syngenta, Proof by Amiran, and Pyrenex Quick by Amiran.